I've always been that super strong person. Like, I always had the answers, and I could always fix everything. And I've always been in charge, and I could deal with anything. You bring it to me, and I got you. You know what I'm saying? I can hold it down, and we're gonna make it happen, and we're gonna fix it, and we're gonna take care of it, and it'll be okay. And I will always say, it will be okay. We'll make it. We got this. I don't got this anymore. I really don't. I am really tired.
All right, Brianna.
Yes.
Brianna, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I was born in Wheeling. When I was 5, moved to Seattle area. And when I was 13, moved back to Charleston. And by the time I was 14, I was awarded the state and stayed in custody of the state till I was 18. And then once I was 18, had my first baby when I was 19. And then just life from there.
What was your childhood like?
Honestly, like, I don't really remember a whole lot from my childhood. I know that I lived in a lesbian household. My mom was lesbian. I really honest to God don't remember like hardly anything. I know when I was 11, I was living in Everett, Washington with my mom and her girlfriend's daughter. And I didn't like her girlfriend, and my mom didn't really pay a lot of attention to me. I remember being raped when I was 11. I would run away from home all the time.
You were raped by who?
A maintenance worker that came into the apartment one day when I decided not to go to school. I would always skip school. I didn't fit in anywhere. I was always the outcast. I was kind of fat. I was a fat kid. And so, you know, I didn't get, home life wasn't good. I would skip school all the time, run away. I was really incorrigible. I just never belonged anywhere. So.
What kind of kid were you in high school?
I didn't. Where I was awarded the state and custody of the state.
Oh, you never went to high school?
Not really. As soon as I tried to enroll into Capital High School here in Charleston, they said that my credits were so messed up from being in custody that I went to court, and the judge went ahead and ordered for me to take my GED early, and I did, and I got my GED. And I'm educated, I say. Like, I graduated. I went to school from there. I graduated from medical assisting, top of my class in phlebotomy. I used to work with the mentally impaired and the handicapped through the Arc of Three Rivers here, which was hands down the best job I've ever had in my life, because those people are amazing. And, you know, they completed me like that. I mean, it fulfilled me. It was awesome.
It's great.
So, and I mean, and I always wanted to take care of everybody. When I was 13, I told my mom I was going to save the world. She said, "No, you're not." I said, "Yeah, I am." So, you know, I get so angry now. I sometimes would like to just set the whole world on fire and just sit back and watch it burn. But at the end of the day, I still don't want to do that either. I'd really rather just save the world somehow. I know I can't save the world. I wonder if I can even save myself at this point. I'm trying. But
You have how many kids?
I have 3 kids. I have 2 girls and a boy. I believe my youngest daughter, she's 20. I'm not real close with her, but I do see her occasionally and trying to mend that relationship that was really badly destroyed between both of our faults years ago. She beat me for a year. Nobody believed me. Anyhow, I have a 25-year-old son who is my baby boy, and he is absolutely amazing, and we're very close. And then I have a 26-year-old daughter
and she's so beautiful too. My kids are beautiful, and she's amazing as well. And she's really lost as well too, though. And she has 2 kids of her own that she doesn't even have. My 2 grandkids, which are absolutely amazing too. My grandson I've only seen once. My granddaughter stays with my mom, who really, honest to God, I believe hates me. Honestly, I don't think she ever wanted me. I really believe I'm a product of rape. Anyhow, with that being said, though, she takes care of my granddaughter, and she doesn't know how to take care of her because my granddaughter's autistic, and I tell my mom all the time I can help her. She says that I can't help her. She won't let me. She thinks I'm trying to tell her what to do. But my granddaughter was supposed to be born on my birthday, and she was born 4 days before that, and she hasn't talked yet. She's 4. Her name is Serenity. She's beautiful. She's amazing, but she's been talking to me for a long time, and I can hear every word she says. And I just wish I could get her out of there and take care of her myself. I've been trying to do that because my mom can't handle it, but I can't seem to get there.
Yeah. So I found you walking the street early this morning in the rain.
Yeah.
Where'd you sleep last night?
I slept on the other side of Manamills, on the back side of Manamills, across the road there at a church with a friend of mine.
You were outside?
Yep, outside on the front steps of the church.
How long have you been on the streets?
I believe it's been like 10 months now. Probably not the first time, depending on how you want to look at my life. You know what I'm saying? Because, as a teenager, I was too. It was different though when I was a teenager. I could handle it a lot better. 45 years old and worn down body and bad health and really tired. It takes a toll on you after a while. So, but roughly 10 months. And I will say that it's been rather humbling, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I don't understand a lot of things. I feel like I'm being targeted too. But I'm grateful. I mean, I've met a lot of amazing people in my life, and I wouldn't change this experience for the world, but I would like to move past it, though. I'm ready to move past it because regardless, I'm going to move past it sooner rather than later with being sick and whatnot. But,
Are drugs a part of your life?
They are a part of my life. They don't have to be. I don't require for them to be. I'm not strung out or addicted, and so to speak, in such a way. I do drugs because I like to do them, because I enjoy doing them. If I had to make a choice tomorrow and get up and walk away from them, could I do that? Yeah. I'm really good at selling them, which, I mean, like I was explaining at one point, just that, at least I'm not proud of the things that I've had to do my whole life, but at least I held it down and I took care of my people. I was good at it, and pissed a lot of people off because I had good business prospects, made good business deals, and could offer better deals and better stuff, I guess. So, but
You're still a survivor.
I've been a survivor right now, though. I'm just really tired. I am tired of surviving. I just want to be okay.
Does it make you depressed or angry or anxious? How does it affect you emotionally?
Emotionally, all of this, I think I find myself being angry. I'm really angry about a lot of things, and the anger comes from caring and being hurt and let down and left behind and not understanding, being confused, trying to make sense of things that I probably won't ever be able to make sense of, and being lonely. I'm so lonely. And I mean, I'm okay with being alone, but after a while, you sit and the voices in your head, they get to you, and you try to drown them out. And sometimes they get so loud, and sometimes it scares you though, because like their ideas, like they sound fantastic, because but they're not always so good. You try to fight those off. Sometimes they win though. Mine, I don't want to let them win, because that means I will give up and I will give in and I will go jump off that bridge. And like my friend said the other day, he said, "Sure, Bree, you can fly till you hit the bottom," you know. And I think I've already hit bottom a few times, and I haven't jumped yet.
Is this pretty much your lowest point in your life?
I think so. I really do, because I've always been that super strong person. Like, I always had the answers, and I could always fix everything, and I've always been in charge, and I could deal with anything. You bring it to me, and I got you. You know what I'm saying? I can hold it down, and we're gonna make it happen, and we're gonna fix it, and we're gonna take care of it, and it'll be okay. And I will always say, it will be okay. We'll make it. We got this. I don't got this anymore. I really don't. I am really tired. And I just want to sit down and breathe, and I feel like I'm struggling here to breathe. I feel like I'm suffocating here. And knowing that I am going to die, that I'm sick with bone cancer and a heart condition that I didn't know that I had till recently, after losing another toe, after everything, I'm severely anemic, and all these surgeries I've had in my body, and my body aches so bad. I just want to go so badly to the beach, somewhere warm, to the beach down south. I've never been to the Keys. I used to live in St. Pete, but I've never been down to the Keys, Bahamas, Mexico, anything like that. I just want to sit in the sand every day, maybe smoke a little bit of weed, try to take the edge off, watch the sunset. And every time I've ever been to the beach, I felt like I could breathe, like, I don't know what it is. It's beautiful. And this place, I look around this place, and I mean, like, we worry about, like, all this COVID and this, that, and the other. And I put out my big conspiracy theory, like with the movie The show The Walking Dead. But I walk around every day, and I see nothing but dead people around me already, because everybody is so dying inside. Because I am too, slowly. And that's the bad part, though, that it's so slow. It is so slow that's why it grabs a hold of people so badly. Because, it just slowly just drags everybody.
Do you think being in West Virginia is a big part of your problem?
Me right now, yeah. Because there's really outside of my granddaughter, maybe my grandson, who I only got to see once, and my son, and maybe that man that I so desperately fell in love with, which I never thought I would ever get, I swear to God.
You fell in love recently?
Yeah. And I don't even really know him, but it felt like that. I've known him forever, and I wanted him so bad. But I'm grateful, because I never thought that I would love or be loved again, or to feel safe in anybody's arms ever again. My ex told me, he said, "Bree," he said, "nobody wants you, not even me." Proved him wrong.
So you fell in love recently?
Yeah.
But you're living on the street by yourself tonight.
Yeah. Thank you.
Why was he not with you?
Well, because when I first met him 3 months ago, I asked him to come with me. I asked him to leave the shelter, and we spent a weekend together. And, that was probably kind of selfish, actually. You know what I'm saying? But he wanted to do it, too. He had a choice.
He made it. He left with me. We had a good time. When we parted, I told him I would go to the hospital with him because he was not all right, you know what I'm saying? And that we'd go figure out whatever for him to make sure he was going to be okay. Because I'm not that home wrecking kind of person. I wanted to make sure he wasn't married or had a family and got lost along the way. And I was willing to accept that if he had. And I would have still been there if he wanted me to be there, a part of his life as a friend. However, I never thought I would see him again. I've been looking for him for 2 months. And I found him. And I want him. And yesterday, KBC said that we could go to Sojourners to the shelter together. They held a bed for us because I already have a weakened immune system from being sick with everything else going on with my health. I couldn't even get into a shelter all winter. Okay? It didn't matter what I did. I didn't have anywhere to go. And they said, go get your COVID test because you have to pass a rapid test to get into the shelters. He said, go get your COVID test, go do A, B, C, D. We went. We did all that. And I don't like the shelters or whatever and this, that, and the other. We did it all. I passed that COVID test. But I don't know how that happened. And I passed that COVID test this time and we did it all. And when we got to the shelter yesterday, they said no, they wouldn't take us. That we couldn't stay. Because they didn't consider him homeless because he was at the shelter, at the men's shelter. And we were going to get married yesterday. They were going to help us get married. I mean, like, and they wouldn't take us. I mean, I did everything the right way. We did what we were supposed to do, and then we were still denied. Like, that was the last denial that I needed right there. That's what's making me give up on this world. I mean, I try to stay true. I stick to my word. If I give you my word is good. If I come at you sideways, then you probably deserved it. You probably earned that. And half the time I don't even act on that crap because it's not even worth it. I needed this yesterday. I don't want much. I feel like I've had it all. I've lost it all. I really don't want much. It wouldn't take much for me to be happy. That man makes me happy, breathes life back into me. And when he walked away from me today, he sucked life out of me. And I don't understand. I just want to be okay.
Love is difficult.
Yeah, boy. And there's a lot of things that are difficult. That is a huge one for a lot of people. And I mean, like I had said, I've always been able to fix everything. I've always been really strong. I've always had the answers. I got nothing right now. I don't know what to do, where to go, who I could turn to. And I'm so scared, even more so right now, because I don't even know if I can count on me right now, because me is so lost right now. I remember my son calling on Thanksgiving, and he said, Mom, he said, I am so lost. He said, I am so lost and I don't know what to do. And I know that feeling right now. Like, I don't think that I have ever felt this lost in my life. Like, I feel like I don't belong anywhere. And I know that my time is short already. And I don't really want to die. But I I'm so tired of living like this.
Are your kids on the street too?
My son was. My youngest daughter, she's doing well for herself. My oldest daughter, and she's strung out, and her boyfriend makes it possible for her to stay strung out because he just gives her just enough to keep her high during the day, but not enough to, whatever. And he cheats on her. He's pretty mean to her too, and she knows it, but she doesn't know what to do either. And we don't really talk anymore. And my son is trying, and he was clean for a while, and he went to sober living, and he was at the pack house, and he was doing the damn thing and doing good, and he's getting high again, but he's looking for another job, and he is trying to hold it down. So I know that if he could see me today, right now, he would be so upset. My son, I love my son. It's always been me and him, and at the end of the day, every day, all through my life with my family and my kids. And I mean, my son was molested when he was 1, or right before he turned 1. He ended up in a full body cast. He suffered a spiral break to the femur bone, and I took that to the grand jury 5 times, and that man managed to walk because they said there wasn't enough evidence. He supposedly has 11 boy foster children in his home right now. And the lady that runs the office down at KBC, her husband is best friends with him, which makes me wonder if that's why maybe I haven't even gotten my housing yet when everybody else that applied the same time I did already has. I mean, there's a lot of things I question. That's that big conspiracy theory part. Like, I get a trespassing charge from being under the bridge. I know people out there, there's got a stack of them. I had 1. They took mine to trial. I asked my attorney, how many times you see that happen? Go to trial. Never, Bree. I don't ever see that happen. But mine did, which is fine. Because I was fortunate, even though I've lived the lifestyle that I've lived and done the things that I've done, selling drugs and this, that, and the other. I've been very, very smart, but very lucky also at the same time. And I don't have a background. I have nothing on my criminal record. I don't go out and trick. I don't usually do a lot of very criminal activities, except for over the past 7 years is when I first started selling drugs hardcore. I've always peddled pot my whole life because I think marijuana is one of the best medicines if there was just more dispensaries so people could get what they needed. But, I mean...
What is your main drug now?
I'm really good at selling ice. I can sell ice really well.
What do you use?
I think I've tried everything because, I mean, I have very strong willpower, and I'm really... I have good self-control, and I've always wanted to try everything. I think if you know what you can handle, you should try everything. You only live once. You know what I'm saying? And I have tried almost everything. I know when I had to go to the hospital a few months ago when they were telling me what was in my drug, whatever, where they tested me to see what drugs I had in my system, and they had said that there was ecstasy in my system. I said, yes, if I could have just remembered that, because that was on my bucket list. I mean, because I wanted to experience those things. I mean, it is life, though. I mean, those things are a part of life. I mean, it doesn't mean that you have to overindulge and become, a strung out junkie just because you try something one time. But if you don't think that you can handle it, then don't. You know what I'm saying? And if you know yourself well enough, and if you happen to fall into that and you try it and you lose yourself along the way through all that, and you know it, or somebody tells you, go get some help. I mean, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? We all lose ourselves, and we lose ourselves along the way. It happens. It doesn't matter what it is, And I mean, just, cocaine and ecstasy and ice and heroin, those aren't, all the only drugs out there in the world, tobacco and sex and food and relationships and sleeping. I mean, you name it, those are all addictions too, or they can be, or coping mechanisms or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Have you had bad things happen to you on the street?
recently, I mean, which I don't understand that either, because I've been out here for 10 months and I've held my own. You know, I always roll with the fellas, you know what I'm saying? And freaking, I didn't see this coming. Like, I don't know how that one got past me, because, you know, a drug dealer too, you got to read people really well. And I don't see how I missed this one. I think I was set up. And I was raped about 3 weeks ago, I'm going to say roughly. I may have lost a little track of time there because, you know, things have been kind of crazy here lately. But I don't know, I missed that one. I've been able to walk, like I've earned my respect out here on the streets just by sitting down and listening to people, you know, share their story with me, because I love people. I love people. One of my good friends just died recently. And of course, you know, they say it was an overdose, but it wasn't an overdose. He nodded off and smothered to death against the tent, from what I understand, you know, which makes sense. But because he had drugs in his system, it was an overdose, of course, you know, because we're all just strung out junkies, I guess, at the end of the day, right? So, however, that's what my mom says too, punch my ass. She says, you and all your junkie friends. I said, okay, watch yourself, because my junkie friends are some of the best people that I have ever met in the world. They're amazing. And I said, and if you knew my junkie friends, Ma, you wouldn't be so quick to call my junkie friends, so you should probably shut your mouth, because that's ignorant. Oh, that burnt my ass so bad when she said that. But, you know, like heroin though, #1 top worst demon drug out there. I'm not going to go with my health and go through all the PICC lines, walking around with the PICC lines anymore, like I did the last time, and antibiotics at home, and the nurses and the doctors. And I mean, I was at the doctor twice a day, like I ain't got it in me. And heroin, I say people don't use that one. Don't go with that one. But that one's got a hold of a lot of people, and I've lost a lot of people and family to that drug alone. And if I'm not real careful, I could probably lose myself to it, because I do use that sometimes to help take the edge off my pain, because I hurt so bad. And I'm not just talking about this pain or this pain. I'm talking about my literally physical pain from being sick. You know, my bones ache so bad. I hurt so bad. I mean, I didn't even think I was going to be able to get up and walk and move today. I woke up in the middle of the night the other night, where I had done a little bit of H. And I know I was going through some withdrawals, and it scared the shit out of me, because I'm not that person to be there. And it woke me up a little bit and told me, whoa, you better watch what you're doing, because I don't want that demon on my back, because I don't want to fall prey to that. But also at the same time, right now, with the way things are, like I could really find comfort in that. And I hate myself to be able to say that, but I don't have a problem owning my own shit. And that's hard for all of us to do. People said, Breeze, that's why people don't like you, because you just keep it real and you're blunt and you just put it out there. And you don't mean to sound so bad about it, but it comes bad across bad sometimes. But when you do that, that's why people don't like you, because they have to own their own shit, and it's hard to own your own shit. And sometimes we don't know what our own shit is until somebody tells you too. So, you know, but I would rather somebody tell me if I'm fucking up and I don't see what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because I maybe could change that if I didn't know. So until somebody tells you and you don't see it. However, I'll tell you if I'm wrong. It might take me a minute too sometimes, but I will tell you. I'll own it every time. However, H, that's the one everybody needs. And what I like to call my dope amphetamines instead of my methamphetamines. I mean, that's a bad one too. Honest to God, there's a demon there too, because instead of like with H, where it just grabs a hold of you and it just drags you slowly until it takes you, or if you do it rather quickly and it takes you really quick. Methamphetamines, I mean, that one will fucking drag you too, though. Because it is one that it'll take you so long that it's a process. And don't let that shit fool you, though, either, though. Methamphetamines, there are people out there that use that drug that you wouldn't have seen that coming. I know doctors, lawyers. I mean, I used to sell that. I know everybody. That's an everybody drug. And that's an everybody drug that everybody can use because it doesn't stay in your system that long. You know? And maybe those people don't have problems with it like that, or maybe they do. I don't know. That's on them. But, you know, that's an everybody drug. So don't let people fool you. Because the one that you think is not, I guarantee you pull their fucking bedroom drawer open beside their bed, and you'll find their damn rig or their dope pipe or whatever, their piece of oil or their parachute or their capsules. Like, I guarantee you they're doing it too. So, you know, don't let them fool you. However, like I said, the other ones, the pills, I never dealt pills. I don't like dealing pills either. I mean, because that takes you right to the heroin, really. I didn't like dealing drugs really at all, but I mean, you know.
Tell me about getting robbed on the street. That must happen a lot.
Getting robbed on the street? Well, like...
Just a way of life, right?
Well, I mean, on a hustler standpoint of view, you can't get robbed if you don't allow yourself to get robbed. However, people steal from each other all the time. People have got to stop stealing from each other, whether you're homeless or not. People work too hard to have the things that they have.
What's the worst thing that's happened to you in terms of robbery?
That one boy, he wasn't robbing me, but he was threatening me. And he pulled a pistol out, a 9, and he pointed it at me, and he said, "Bree?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I should shoot you." And I said, "Maybe you should." I grabbed a hold of the barrel of that pistol, and I pulled it to my forehead. I said, "Maybe you might be doing us all a favor at this point." He said, "Bree, I think I might be a little scared of you right now." I said, "I think maybe you should be." I mean, because... we're all going to die eventually anyways. And I mean, honestly, like, I seriously have been threatened to take a bullet to the head over the last 10 months by 3 different people that don't even know each other at 3 different times. Word for word, I'm going to put a fucking bullet in your head. Well, I mean, if that's what's going to happen, so be it. I mean, I could walk out in front of a car, which I do all the time because I just walk. Because they're going to stop. Nobody's going to try to actually hit you unless they're trying to hit you. And I know it's going to happen for me anyways. Like, they'll hit me and it won't kill me. I'll be left to sit there to be picked up by an ambulance and taken to the hospital to suffer some more. Because that's all I know is suffering my whole life. And struggling and suffering. And I didn't mind the suffering and the struggling because there was amazing things. But right now, all this isn't really so amazing anymore. Like this moment right now, this is amazing. And I'm grateful for this moment because I've been trying to figure out how to do this and having this opportunity. I thank you. I'm grateful for this.
Sure. Tell me, Brianna, what's the most important lesson you've learned in all of this?
That time is short, way shorter than what we realize. And not to take things for granted. And to be humble. And to try to just live. I mean, like, try to find some happiness. And if you're lucky enough to be loved and in love and to love, and love hard though. I mean, like, little Joe looked at me and he said he was mad at me and he was walking off, and I said, well, no matter what, little Joe, I said, I love you. He said, well, you don't even know me. I said, I don't have to know you. I said, I love your heart. I said, I see past all that bullshit and fuckery and that facade that you and everybody else, and I project and put out there. I said, I love you as a person. We're all human at the end of the day. We all make mistakes. We all fuck up, and, but we all put our pants on the same way 9 times out of 10, or, whatever. And, we're all still here. Not all of us, though. Because little Joe's not here.
All right. Brianna, thank you so much for sharing your story.
You're welcome. Thank you for letting me.
I wish you the best of luck out there.
Thank you.
Got you dry.
A little bit, yeah. But I'm good. You got me out of the weather.
Yeah. Thank you, John.
I appreciate it. Thank you.